Hey, how are you? My name is Pinky Ghelani and you are watching Pinky TV. This is What Women Want and it's season 3 of What Women Want and the theme is Unlearn. If you are watching on Facebook, make sure you leave a comment, and if you are on YouTube, make sure you subscribe to this channel so you are amongst the first to grab conversations like this. These conversations are brought to you by SBM Bank, and if you'd like to know how you could win a phone from Safaricom, I suggest you watch all the way through. I love doing this show and bringing this to you every week because of who I get to meet and who I get to speak to every time I have these conversations. Real genuine people who are ready to share stories that will inspire and completely, be in their power and show up authentically just for you. Today I'm joined by designer Deepa Dosaja. Hello, Deepa.
Hi, Pinky. Thank you for having me.
Like family. She's married to my cousin. Okay, just need to say that. So, Deepa, on this show, we teach our audiences to introduce themselves because we are sort of unlearning this whole thing that we need to be introduced. And we had this conversation before, and you're like, I don't know. So this is your challenge, Deepa. Please introduce yourself.
My name is Deepa Dosaja. I'm a fashion designer. I've been designing in Kenya for 30 years. I've had my company for 30 years. And I produce clothes that have low impact on the environment and high impact on the people who make them and the women who wear them.
Oh, that's true. I love your clothes. Your garments are amazing. But you are so much more than that. I mean, I have seen a picture of you. So this is Deepa standing here. Anna Wintour is standing here. And is it the Duchess of Cambridge? That's what she's called, right? Yeah. Kate, sorry. Oh, sorry. Deepa knows her as Kate. Kate, in the same frame. Just talk to us about that image and how powerful that was for you to be there and for your career.
It was Pinky, for 30 years. I have been celebrating slow, ethical fashion and producing slow, ethical fashion. And we were actually chosen to represent Kenya at the Commonwealth Fashion Exchange, which was at Buckingham Palace. And this was also about environment, ethically produced clothes, artisanal clothes, handmade clothes. And it was just so wonderful to be invited and to be acknowledged for that, because that's something that that has driven me in my career. And I just found that it was so wonderful that the world is now recognizing the importance of fashion and the importance of clean fashion. Of healthy, conscious fashion. And so that was, it was just wonderful to be invited.
What's a conversation that Deepa and Anna Wintour have?
It was just beautiful. And, I keep saying, luckily, and I know the Kenya fashion scene is going to grow because people love us. People love Kenyans. People love Kenya. So it just turned out that Kate loved the dress, she loved the beadings, she loved the fact that the silk was made in Kenya, produced in Kenya. It was embroidered in Kenya by unskilled women who we've trained in the art of embroidery. And Anna Wintour was just divine. I know people are like, she was just fantastic. Yeah. You could see that she's
she knows
an
her
expert.
Work. Yeah.
An expert. And Kate was just genuinely sweet and what you'd expect, just very lovely and interested.
That's amazing. I remember when I saw that image, I was like, okay. What a step, what a milestone for Kenyan fashion. So absolutely. Kudos to you.
Thank
you.
Now
let's just go back a little bit into your childhood, your upbringing. I know you have sisters. Mm-hmm. Are you the eldest?
I'm the youngest.
You're the youngest. You're the baby of the family. How cool. What did you watch your sisters as you were growing up, your elder sisters dressing up? What inspired you to take this line of fashion?
So my sisters were my inspiration.
Oh.
In that when I was 13, I asked my dad for my birthday present to be a sewing machine.
Oh.
And I would stitch clothes for them.
Wow.
And, it was just wonderful to have sisters so we could discuss that. I know my sister Anu is so special to me. She would come with me she would stay up with me all night at fashion school when I had to stitch and unstitch and, my stitches were crooked. My sister Mira would drive me. My father had said that, sure, you can be a designer. He always wanted our lights to shine.
Yeah.
But why don't you take a sewing class? He said to me when I was 14.
Oh.
And my sister Mira would drive me to that sewing class. I would go kicking and screaming and be like, this is not what design is.
This is boring.
Yeah, I thought design was sketching a dress and then it's just like made,
show up.
right? It just comes. But they really did support me so much, my sisters. Until today, they inspire me. Until today, it's wonderful to have them.
So what does it feel like when you see your designs on all these, because I've seen your designs on so many amazing women. When you first started out, did you envision that this is where you would be?
Pinky, it's been such a beautiful journey. These beautiful, powerful, wonderful women have really helped to, maintain my business and let my business grow and allow my business to grow. And it's just been such a wonderful journey to see how it's transitioned from going for your first job interview. Now they're like presidents or, whatever. And then, like, for instance, my first client ever in Kenya, her son is getting married now.
Oh, wow.
So I'm going to make her dress for
his wedding.
For her to wear to his wedding.
Wow.
And it's just been so wonderful, and that's the support and, the fearless collaboration that, my clients have shown me.
Yeah. I mean, it's because a designer is basically an extension of somebody's personality. So imagine that you are able to speak your language through other women. Does that make sense? Yeah.
It does, because, when I first got into design, there was that thing that, oh, she's just a designer. There was not that respect for the artist, for, in society there just wasn't. And I'm not just saying in Kenya, but I'd say worldwide. But that awareness has completely changed. And I feel now my clients appreciate the clothing. And in our business, we are slow fashion, as I said. So we actually collaborate with the client.
Right.
We collaborate. So she'll come in and say, oh, Deepa, I feel more comfortable in sleeves, or I want it shorter, longer. But we do collaborate, and we come up with something that ends up being timeless.
Yes, I think so as well. And I think a lot of your clothes are like any designer. It's a good investment. Am I right in saying that?
It's interesting you say that, because quite often in our boutique, we get people walking in and saying, oh my God, Deepa, I came here. A lot of people, move around in Kenya. They move away, they come back, and, so forth. But so often we get women coming in and saying, oh, I've had that dress from you for 10, 15 years.
Yeah.
And I feel so happy, when I hear that. And just yesterday I had someone walk into my boutique and she said, oh my gosh, I was looking for you. It was actually my studio on Riverside Lane, just up the road here.
Yeah.
And she recognized us from our signature flowers.
Wow.
She was passing by my new boutique and she saw them and she said, okay, I recognize it.
Tell us about your signature flower.
So my flower is, it comes from my love of nature and the understanding that I wish we all had, that why does nature grow in diversity? Why are there pink flowers, orange flowers? I mean, if you look at this stem, you won't see two are the same. And why as human beings can't we? And, so I always look at the flower as an inspiration towards a more peaceful, beautiful life.
Wow.
And for me, fashion is to create beauty.
Yeah.
But also ethics come into fashion, right? And when you look at nature, it's all rising and blooming and producing together.
Yes.
And I just wish as human beings we could all, take an example from that.
But it's amazing how you bring in the ethics aspect of fashion, because not a lot of people are aware. Like you said, maybe we're more aware now, than we were when you were pushing that agenda, that policy. Why was it so important for you to be that person who is producing ethical fashion?
You know, Pinky, from a very young age, and I will attribute that to our parents, we would wear cotton, linen. We were introduced to natural things and nature, and appreciation for those kind of things. And just, I think it's mostly out of education that one wouldn't realize that by wearing polyester, by wearing a synthetic fabric, not only are you harming the environment, you're harming your body, your own health.
Yes.
So when I say healthy planet, healthy body, healthy clothes, that's what I mean. You know, with the microplastics, the microfibers that are released every time you wash these things, every time you sort of even move, they're in the air. It's been something very, very important to me, nature and the environment. And I'm so happy that there are more and more proponents of clean fashion. People are coming forward. I'm so proud of all the young designers in Kenya who have now gone the conscious route, who are now investigating the conscious route.
Yeah.
You know, and that just makes me so happy.
Is it more of an expensive product?
You know, that's such a beautiful question, because we do a little GOTS collection, which is global organic textiles, certified fabrics. And I had spoken to my manufacturer, and he said, as demand gets higher, prices will go lower, right? It is pricier, because when you talk about conscious fashion, you also talk about the people. Yeah. You're not only talking about the material.
Just the material,
So you're talking about the environment in which they produce. So obviously the rents will be higher. You're talking about living wage as opposed to minimum wage.
Yeah.
You're talking about slow fashion in that the machinist is not made to produce 10, 20 pieces a day, right? It is slow. It is done with care. It is a hand done, embroidery, these kinds of things. Weaving is so human labor intensive. Yeah. So in that way, and it's also more enduring. So when I look at it, it all weighs itself out. The fast fashion is very expensive. Yes. Very, very expensive. I was talking to a young person a couple of years ago, someone who I'm very close to. I won't name names. And we went through her wardrobe and realized that, oh my gosh, these 20 pairs of shorts, these 20 vests, these 20 little dresses actually cost her a fortune. Yeah. We went through that. We said, okay, $5, $10, $5, $10, At the end of it, she could have bought 3 or 4 really classic, enduring, beautiful pieces. Right. And that's what we're promoting.
So as a person who's in the public eye, I recycle my outfits, but I do get questioned, didn't you wear that outfit 2 events ago? Are you wearing that top again? Don't you have another pair of jeans? Is this something we need to unlearn as society, to stop putting pressure on people, not just people who are in the limelight, but also everyone, that we can and we actually should repeat outfits, recycle outfits, upcycle outfits?
Yeah. Pinky, that's such a wonderful question. When we went to Buckingham Palace, we were invited also by EcoAge. Livia Firth has come up with the Green Carpet Challenge. So that was where the biggest stars in the world were wearing ethical fashion. And she's also come up with 30 wears. Wear your clothes 30 times. I think now you've also seen the trend with people like Kate.
Yeah.
Wearing it over and over again, various people. And I think that is something that we have to unlearn as a society. We have to just say, oh my gosh, you look beautiful. You just look beautiful. Yeah. And not to judge which season. And this is something very interesting during this virus that I realized. As designers, we've always gone for classic cut that can take you, across decades, actually. And I think now fashion is going to lose that power. I think fashion is going to lose the power to say this season yellow is in, so you have to wear yellow. Or this season polka dots are in, you have to wear polka dots. This season the big shoulder is in, so you have to. I think it's going to become a question of women understanding themselves and being confident in themselves. And hey, I look good. I don't care whether I've worn this
many times
many
before.
times.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, that's if it looks good, if it fits well, why should I wear it once?
Absolutely. And you're an influencer, you see. So
Yeah.
these are the kind of things that I think it's important for you to say, no,
Yeah.
I love it.
Yes.
You know, and I love it and I'm going to wear it.
That's it.
You
I
know?
mean, also, we live in a country where, you know, you can't just keep on buying new outfits. You know, we don't earn as much money where you feel like, okay, I can just keep getting new outfits. I also think that's, like you said, it's not the healthiest way. And it's very interesting that you bring this up about the microfibers and whenever you wash clothes, etc. It's something I was reading about recently, that when you wash clothes, and if you actually were to keep that water and strain it, what would be on the strainer, you'd be shocked.
Yeah, microplastics
Yeah.
all over the place, fibers, plastic fibers,
Yeah.
you know. And the thing is, Pinky, I won't lie to anyone, and I say this directly to my clients. When you buy a garment of natural fabric, it will not last as long as a synthetic
Yes.
material.
Yeah.
But do we really want our clothes to be here longer than we are? Do we want our clothes to never biodegrade? Do we want them? So in that way, you know, yes, wearing natural in two ways can, you know, it benefits the universe, it benefits your health. The only down part is that, okay, it won't be here for a million years, you know? But in that case, I mean, in our company, for sure, and my clients know it, and this is quite a funny, but our little secret, you get a hole in your dress, or you get a stain on your dress, or you get something. What do? You get a Deepa flower.
Flower. Of course.
So we will embroider it, and then, you know, as...
So if it's got many flowers, like, aha.
Yeah.
That's a very used dress.
Yeah, so, you know, it's a very interesting time because as well now, myself, my clients, our body shapes have changed as we've gone on, you know, as we're developing in life.
Yes.
And so, you know, they love their dresses from me. They absolutely love their dresses. And we do, you know, you'll soon see the Deepa stripe,
Yes.
you know,
Oh, wow.
which helps to make them bigger. And then you can wear them or smaller
Yeah.
or shorter or longer or take off the sleeve or add a sleeve, you know. And I think that designers have to now understand that it's not just, oh my God, my way or the highway, and I'm the designer and this is it. No. The new way of fashion is going to be your client coming in and saying, you know what, love this, but can you change it slightly for my lifestyle, for me, so that I can wear it often, so that I love it, so it's flexible and wearable.
So we were talking about this before off camera about events and how, what a bummer, you know, for somebody fashion week, getting up on stage with all these glamorous outfits. What is going to happen to fashion now, Deepa? What should women be aware of? Men and women, what should we be aware of when it comes to fashion and how we show up in life?
It's such an interesting thing because I've been doing a lot of contemplation on this, a lot of contemplation on the future and what it's going to hold. I think fashion used to be very external. It was very, like we just said, when we're going to an event, we have to get dressed up. Oh, what's this person do? Did I get compliments? Blah, blah, blah. Fashion is going to have a huge shift and it's going to become internal. It's going to be, how does this make me feel? How does the design make me feel? How does the fabric make me feel? And I think that's going to be the huge shift in fashion. It's going to become women saying, oh my gosh, but it's that style that suits me. It's that color that I love. And no justification. It's dressing for yourself.
Yeah.
It's an internal process now. And I know you and I were discussing earlier the legging thing that happened in March.
Waist up is all you, this is where you've got to look good from. Waist
Absolutely.
up.
But I mean, I'm guilty too. So March, April was leggings. Leggings and Birkenstocks.
That's it, yeah.
You know, it was basically that. But I think now we've realized that, you know what, it's nice. It makes you feel good. Get dressed up. And, with the Zoom thing, it's so funny, but there was something on the internet, I don't know where I saw it, but this man was very smartly dressed, and he's wearing his shirt and his tie.
Yeah.
He had to get up to go to the bathroom,
Yeah,
and sure
in
enough, he's with
boxers.
boxers.
I saw that as well.
So now I'm like warning everybody, please, be careful not to.
Yeah, please get dressed.
Get dressed, and
Yeah.
it makes you feel great, and it clothing will always be, it should be a very internal thing that makes you feel beautiful.
Yeah. I think another thing that you brought up about clothing is your health.
Yeah.
And we don't realize that what we put on our body, whether it's a face cream or a deodorant, and your clothes,
Absolutely.
can affect your health.
Absolutely. I wonder often, I see so many people in airports wearing polyester and nylon jogging or even dresses or things. And I think, gosh, it's not going to breathe. Your skin does not breathe. Your skin can't breathe in those
materials.
man-made materials. It just can't breathe. Not your skin can't breathe and the planet can't breathe. So, I mean, it's just always to make that choice. I always say to people, look at the label. Look at the label. I mean, even as a designer and having been in this industry for so long, the technology has made it that I can't tell fabric sometimes.
Wow.
I go fabric sourcing and, all over and look, I have to take a lighter. I literally have to take a lighter and burn because they've become so, silk-like or linen-like or cotton-like or wool-like.
So when you light a fabric, how do you know if it's genuine?
So if it's a wool, it'll smell, wool or silk will smell like fur.
Okay.
Hair burning
Okay.
or, cotton, linen will smell like wood burning.
Okay.
And it will burn it'll be like an ash, right? If you burn a polyester, it burns into a ball of plastic. And it's quite dangerous. So you have to be very careful when you're burning it because it'll go and it can catch onto your hand.
Wow.
Yeah.
5 basics that women need in their wardrobe.
Black wrap dress. Okay, I'm going to be
From
so
Deepa.
bad. I'm going to say black, 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 black. But I've stopped making excuses for that. People my clients are always like, oh my God, she's wearing a different shade of black today. So I'd say a black wrap dress, a black Harriet dress, which is our shirt dress, or a shirt dress. I mean, it doesn't have to be our shirt dress. Palazzo pants.
Black.
Black palazzo pants. A beautiful black shirt, silky, nice black shirt. And I would say silk jogging pants.
Yeah.
You
wow.
know, they've been like our biggest seller during, they've really, really helped during this pandemic period.
Yeah.
But super comfortable, cute, and,
I thought you were going to
sassy.
say a black mask because that seems to become
black.
It's like one of the essentials now, right?
Yeah, that was really interesting. I think we were talking about it earlier when this thing happened. It was rather shocking because, a lot of people were already working from home. A lot of my clients, a lot of my friends had already gone to working from home. And I thought, oh my gosh, what's going to happen to our company? Because we can't work from home. That was my a perception that we need to be in studio. We need to be, with the machinery, with the da-da-da. And, Pinky was really interesting. We did close for 2 months. And my team were working from home. And they managed to produce 3,000 masks,
Wow.
which we donated. And I was amazed that, we were able to work from home.
Yeah.
Something that I never... So I think that, this pandemic has also taught us flexibility, that it's
Absolutely.
not just...
Yeah.
Nothing's written in stone. I think that's something that...
Yeah. Nothing is promised.
Nothing is promised.
And be
Nothing
prepared.
be prepared. I mean, I'm still a bit shocked about it, but
Yeah. Speaking of which, before I let you go, what has the pandemic taught you to unlearn?
Introducing myself.
That was just now.
No, I've actually been working on that because it's very interesting, and I was telling my sister that I'm so proud of what my team and I have built in this brand, and it's lovely when you go out and people say, "Are you Deepa of Deepa Dosaja?"
Yeah.
And I'm like, I used to be like, oh, I'd like go under the sofa, and now I say yes. And how do you know our brand? And how, you know? And I'm proud to say that.
But isn't that amazing? Because nobody would have ever thought that you would shy away from.
Oh my God, I'm terrible.
Imagine,
I'm terrible.
yeah,
I'm terrible.
And now you own it.
I'm trying to, and I think as women, it's something very interesting because, you know, I'm very close. I have lots of friends, and my clients are my close friends, and as well as my friends' friends. And, you know, I find that as women, we have, it's been difficult for us to, like, you know, own ourselves.
Absolutely.
And this pandemic was really interesting because I realized that as women, as mothers, we were concerned. We are concerned, we're really concerned about our kids, our parents, our sisters, our brothers. You know, I'm not saying men weren't, but I think that women did take on a lot of the fears and the worries.
Yeah.
You know, I have 3 boys, so I'm not, you know, defaming men in any way, but I do think that women took it really more personally. And we need to start giving ourselves a break. And I think self-care is the most important thing that we can do for ourselves during this time and going forward, and just continuing to do it and to acknowledge ourselves and, you know, to love ourselves.
So you said you have 3 boys. Did it bum you out that you didn't have a, you know, little baby girl to dress up in all your designer wear?
You know, it's so funny, and I have a friend who's now expecting her 3rd son.
Okay.
And she was like, "Oh, Deepa, da, 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 da." And I was like, "Darling, yeah, I was upset, but I've come to realize that, you know what? I've got so many beautiful little girls and nieces and girlfriends and people to, you know, dress." It was really dressing, because I asked myself, what was it about that really, really upset me? And it was the dressing thing. And at the moment, I'm mentoring one of my closest friends' little girl.
Oh, wow.
And she's just amazing, and she's making me so proud. She's 8 years old.
Wow.
And she's stitching her own dresses.
I should send my daughter to you.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And I'm going to say this right here. I'm so proud, and I'm going to say her name, Kebzi. She is just a talented, amazing, gorgeous girl who's stitching her own dresses.
At 8.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Her mother got her a sewing machine, and it was just amazing. So I think that, you know, yeah, I really did want that kind of influence, but God has been good to me. I have so much beautiful female energy.
And as a strong woman, what are you teaching your 3 boys?
I'm teaching my 3 boys that love is the only prevailing energy. Love. Be loving, be kind. To really respect themselves and to respect women, to respect everybody, respect nature, respect the universe, you know, and I pray to God that I've been able to instill that in them. And to follow their stars.
Yeah.
You know, to follow their stars. That we have my husband and I never had that expectation of accountant, lawyer, doctor, you know. As much as I, you know, would have loved it. I think every mother was like, oh my God, would have loved it. But, you know, they're following their own paths, and they're doing such a beautiful, graceful, wonderful job of it.
That's amazing. That's amazing. Wow. Yay, Deepa!
Oh, Pinky, I could talk to you all day.
I know. We could continue this. We're just missing a glass of wine each. Deepa and I would love to hear from you. We'd love to know what you think about sustainable fashion, you know, dressing consciously. That's what you call it, right? And what do you think of a mom of boys dressing women of the world? Leave a comment here, and remember, the more you engage with this show, the more chances for you to win that phone from Safaricom. Deepa, thank you so much for your time
Pinky.
today.
It was so lovely.
No, it's been a privilege. It's been such an honor, you know, to hang out with someone who calls, you know, Kate. How cool. Thank you very, very much. Thanks for watching. And remember, on this show, we remind you to be brave enough to learn, to unlearn. We'll see you again real soon. Bye.